All right, let's do this. Good evening. I hope you all survived the FOMC madness today. Got in a little late, but I'm showing up. Jimmy Trades, thanks for tuning in, brother. All right, let's see. How'd you guys all do with the FOMC madness? I took my one trade this morning, and then I took another short, realized how crazy it was, and ran for the hills. She loves Irvin. What's up? Welcome to the stream. All right, let's take a look. When did this open? 3 o'clock, right? I'm in Arizona, so my times are 3 hours behind you guys. All right, so we opened around here. Let's take a look at the 5-minute. Literally just got in. Here's my trade from this morning that I did on the live stream. Then I took a short here after FOMC. Could have ridden. Actually, I took some size on that one, so I think I was nicely up for the day on that short. But let's take a look at what we got going on here. So hello to everyone. Man, it's moving tonight, huh? Scary. Woohoo. What? This just happened at 6:05, literally 40 minutes ago? What was that? 883. Man, that's a 50, 60-point candle. Ouch. It's moving tonight for sure. Wow. All right, so I guess if I'm going to trade, I got to trade with a stop. All right. So you're in a short. You're going back to 3 o'clock. So what was the open? Oh, so you've been in a short for a while, Jimmy Trades. Wow, this is some nasty action. Wow. Whew. What was this? 881 down to 790, 100-point 1 minute candle? All right, that could be my indicator. Stay the hell out. 887 down to 808. 80-point candle? What the hell was that? That's an 80-point 1 minute candle? Wow. All right, so we got some volatility tonight. Let's see what other patterns I can see here. Let me take a look at the 15-minute. Okay, we had this nasty consolidation around FOMC today. I remember seeing that. And we took a dive to the downside after the Globex open. But Asia, wow, it's been moving. This is some crazy price action. Catch that wrong way and you're toast. All right, so let me take a look at. Started right here. So this was the Globex open. We took a little flush. Bounced right back up, flush, bounced right back up, and then, ooh, major push down. Previous day close. All right. Okay. So the current overnight low is down here. Let me get my levels set up for tomorrow while I'm doing this. Overnight high seems to be down here somewhere. We'll leave it alone for now. Previous day high, I guess 6:18, 11 a.m. 740. So this is the previous day high up here. Okay. Previous day low, probably this right here, or did we get anything after that? Here's our previous day low for yesterday. What's this? Overnight high. Current overnight high is around yesterday's close. I'll leave it there for now. Alright. And yesterday's close was at 961. Remove that overnight high. 961. That was the close of that candle. All right, so I think we got it. Previous day low, previous day high, overnight low, and overnight high is currently around here somewhere. That could change. All right, I think we got it. Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Top on to the 1 minute. Man, it's moving tonight, huh? So I had a decent FOMC day. I took that one trade you guys saw on the live stream. That was that long off of the VWAP bounce to 200 SMA. Then I took a short up here, but I chickened out with all this whiplash. But that would have been a beautiful short had I held. But it was FOMC, no need to go crazy. So I'm comfortably in the green as of yesterday. Let's see if we can catch a trade tonight. It's nasty. Ugh. Jimmy Trades, man. Looks like you got a nice little trade since the open. So we opened around 956, and we're down over 100 points already. Wow. Okay. So it's moving. All right, let me take a look at news. What do we got going on with the news? Anything going on with the world? Are we in war yet? What the hell was this? This is what 100-point 1 minute candle. What the hell was that? And then full recovery on that 1 minute candle right after that. Ouch. Just ain't right. Zipster, welcome to the stream, everybody. Let's see. Wow, it's moving ugly. Nasty NASDAQ tonight. All right, let me take a look at some levels here. What are we looking at in the higher time frames? I just got here, so I'm trying to catch up with all these movements. Okay. So we came down and tested 790. That's going back to last Thursday lows. That's no, that's not Thursday lows. Thursday lows is lower, 700. Okay, so 700. I mean, we did get there on Thursday. We hovered around there. Okay, an immediate bounce right there at that 700 level. All right. All right, so my time, guys, I'm in Arizona, so don't go by my times. My times are 3 hours behind New York Eastern. I think the only thing off here is the overnight high. I think everything else I have set up. Overnight low, previous day low. Previous day high, previous day close, and the overnight high I do believe is this one right here. Or did we catch a wick up here at 3 o'clock? We did. So technically the overnight high is right here, right next to the close, yesterday's close. All right, so we came down. Wow, man, it's moving. All right, this is what freaks me out. This is no joke of a candle right here. It's an 80-point candle. Just Ain't Right says there's 1 minute bullish divergence on the NQ. All right, let's see what we got here. We got some crazy. I don't see a pattern yet that I'm comfortable with when you have a 1 minute candle that's 80 points. Woo! Trader 007, what's up, brother? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, if you were in a trade on this, man, wow, that is insanity. All right, so we're gonna let this settle. If we're gonna continue to the downside, I guess this 780 area, 800 area is something I want to watch. But FOMC volatility, I didn't think it was going to be this volatile. Man, look at those wicks on every single candle. 5 minute, 15 minute, wicks after wicks. Nasty, nasty NASDAQ. Well, it looks like, as usual, I get in and it slows down. I was supposed to come in and stream earlier, but got in late, so catching up here. For anybody new to the stream, I'm streaming from Arizona, so my times are 3 hours behind New York Eastern. If you're new, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. Let's see if we can catch anything. Let's see what we've got here. What we've got here is failure. All right. I mean, are we really going to push further down tonight? Zipster, man, thanks for tuning in, brother. I trade the nasty NASDAQ every day. You'll see me in the morning session. That's my preferred trading session, New York. But obviously there's a lot more competition, so I get a lot less viewers. I just started trying to live stream daily, so you'll catch me in New York, and every now and then I'll connect to the Asia or the overnight session, but slowly but surely. Yeah, I don't do Asia that much or that frequently. Well, or New York. Literally, this is week 2 live streaming for me. So we'll see. I'll try to keep it consistent for New York for sure. Asia, I'll connect every now and then. Of course, there's less competition, so with Asia, I get some more viewers. New York is brutal, man. Most of the time, I have 5 viewers. But it's all right. You got to keep it consistent, and we'll slowly grow over time. Thanks for everybody who's tuned in. If you're new, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. And let's see what we got. Yeah, when I say Asia, I don't mean the Asia Open, Jimmy Trades. I probably should you're right, I should clarify. I'll just hop on for the overnight session, usually after the Asia Open, but I'm not necessarily streaming for the Open, for the Asia Open. New York, that's a different story. I'll be streaming every morning 9:15 a.m. Eastern. All right, well, it looks like it slowed down. Looks like I missed all the action here. Let's see if we got some further downside for potential long, or are we going to bounce around these areas? I'm trying to find levels, and I'm like, what is this? 80.1 minute candle. How do you chart that? Oh, man. That's insanity. All right, so I guess maybe a retest of this area down here, that 780, 800 level. King Caesar, brother, where have you been? Actually, it's all my fault. I know everybody's slowly coming back to the stream, so it's been my fault. I've been very inconsistent with Discord, with my live streaming. So as I see everybody who's supported me in the past, thank you for tuning in again. I'm going to try to do this more consistent. New York session, 100%. I'll be connected every day. This is week 2. Live streaming New York every morning, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. And then I'll do a couple of Asia sessions at night. Obviously, there's less competition and, more viewers. During the New York session, I'm competing with all the top dogs, so I get it. Everybody's watching the talented traders, not the newbies like me. But we'll do it. We'll do it daily on New York session. Doesn't matter if it's 2, 3 viewers. We'll work on consistency and hopefully build the viewership. Asia, though, I like it. I'll do it every now and then. Obviously, more people hop on. And King Caesar, brother, man, I haven't seen you in a while, in a bit. How you doing? How's your trading going? How are those payouts? How's the family doing? Good to see you, brother. I'm having a little bit of coffee, because if I put too much coffee, I won't be able to sleep tonight. But I also don't want to fall asleep on the live stream. All right, so what are we watching for here? I mean, with this insanity here, this 1 minute 80-point candle freaks me the hell out. Nimai Prasad, good evening, sir. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for everybody tuning in. For anybody that's new, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe. Help me out here with the YouTube algo, battling the algo, battling all the top dogs. But like I said, we'll do it slowly but surely. I just got to build consistency on live streaming. Let's see what we get tonight. Looks like it slowed down. I mean, this was some crazy moves. Did I? Well, I'm glad. The last thing I want to do is screw up in the pronunciation of a name, so I'm happy I got it right. Did I say Nimai Prasad? So, all right, mental note, I got your name right. Welcome to the stream. Do you trade FT? So I trade futures, NQ mainly, NASDAQ Futures mainly. As far as full time, no. or at least trying to do this full time. Mr. Risco, what's going on, brother? It's good to see everybody. I know it's me. I have been completely inconsistent with the live stream, but I am doing a New York session now every day, 9:15 a.m. Eastern, and the overnight session or the Asia session I'll hop on every now and then when I'm bored. But let's see what we get tonight. Thanks for everyone that's tuning in. If you're new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe. Let me know how you guys did today. How was FOMC for everyone? For those of you that did not tune in to the live stream this morning, this was the only trade I took during the open and during the live stream. That was a bounce off of the VWAP to the 200 SMA, captured about 20 points there. Left it alone, ran away. I think I only live streamed for about an hour or two, but that was my only trade during the live stream. And then after that, of course, the FOMC madness. I got a little greedy and I entered on a short here, and I think I didn't capture much, but I did enter with size on that. So I walked out, I think, with like 1,500 or 1,800 for the day on my accounts. I am copy trading using Tradesyncer and Quantower. So those are my only trades for the day. And let's see if we can capture something tonight. You've worked on coming up with a strategy for about 8 months. Yeah, Miss, listen, trading is not easy, man. I don't know if you were on last night. The biggest lessons, I think, for anybody in trading are going to be your losses. Jimmy trades Tradeify. I do Tradeify through Tradesyncer. So if you guys aren't familiar with Tradesyncer, it allows you to copy trade Rhythmic and Tradeify at the same time. You guys know that I love Quantower because you can copy trade multiple prop firms at the same time. Whereas Tradeify, you can copy trade one prop firm, multiple accounts within one prop firm, but you can only do one prop firm at a time with Tradeify. Quantower allows multiple prop firms that are Rhythmic. So I've always had that problem. I have certain accounts that are Tradeify with other props, and I'd have to trade. If you guys remember my first live streams, I had a screen up for Quantower, and I would pull up another screen for Tradeify. Okay, here's my Tradeify trade. Here's my Quantower trade. That drives you crazy. So Tradesyncer allows you to use a master from either Rhythmic or Tradeify, whatever platform you want, and you can copy trade. So literally, Quantower now connects to Tradesyncer, and then Tradesyncer takes all my trades for Tradeify accounts and some Rhythmic. That other JC, welcome to the stream, brother. All right, well, it looks like it slowed down. I was freaking out when I turned on the stream and I saw this 80.1 minute candle. Man, that's a homeless candle right there. But let's see what we got. If you're new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe. Like I've been telling everybody, I'll be connecting consistently. New York Open, 9:15 a.m. Eastern every day. This is week 2. I started last week kind of on the DL, and I'll start posting it on my Discord and social media. But yeah, New York Open, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. I'm plugged in, live streaming. Of course, I get a lot less viewers. You know, all the top dogs are live streaming at that time. But I'll build it slowly. Even if I have 5 or 6 viewers, it's okay. Not looking to flex or, we'll do it slowly. And then Asia, I'll connect every now and then as well. All right, here we go. We got a little push to the downside. I guess we need to see this pullback, stronger pullback if I'm going to long this, if we're going to continue to play this channel. If I want to short this, I'd like a stronger play. We're right in the middle. I don't want to fiddle in the middle. This touchdown here is technically a level going back to last week. We tested those levels last week, so I'd like to see what happens down there at the 780 level for a potential bounce. Let me take a look at that 780 level. So we go back to June 12th and June 13th. Those were lows of day. The last time we were at that that's 700. Last time we were down at that 780 level was going back to June 5th. So June 5th, June 12th, and June 13th, we did hover down at these levels that we just bounced off of this 1 minute, 80-minute candle. That's crazy. Right now, we're right there in the middle. I'm not going to fiddle in the middle. I'd like to see either a push up or a flush to the downside before I entertain anything. I do copy trade all my accounts at once, so you won't see me rotating accounts. In other words, I don't trade 2 accounts at a time, hop on to the next 2 or 1. I usually just copy trade it all. It's what works for me. That doesn't mean it's financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. You trade the way you like to trade. So we had some crazy news today. Thrive Trading goes belly up. Thrive Trading officially closed shop today, which was, I mean, it wasn't a shocker. It was just, I expected them to last a little longer. So yeah, we have a prop firm that launched and did not last for more than a month. If any of you do have active accounts, make sure you email for a refund. Apparently they are going to refund, so we'll see. We've heard that before with other props, so we'll see. Yeah, I can't say it wasn't expected, especially after June left with Thrive. I just didn't think it was going to be that quick. I don't know. I mean, I think anybody who got payouts, I think that's the problem at Thrive. And I think that's going to be the problem with a lot of new props is, can you attract enough traders to sustain your profitable ones? And if all the profitable ones hop on at the beginning and get the payouts, you're going to run into problems. But yeah, Thrive Trading officially closed for business. PR77, they closed yours for inactivity? Who was that? Who closed your account for inactivity? Thrive? I didn't know that. I didn't know they closed accounts for inactivity. Jared, the coffee guy. So you endorse Take Profit? It's the big question mark right now as far as affiliating with prop firms. These prop firms, man, they just keep changing rules. New props are very tough to affiliate with or endorse right now. Take Profit, what I will say is we haven't seen much in terms of payout denials. Oh, PR77, now I know who you are. Let me finish this conversation with Jerry and I'll get back to you. Take Profit Trader, I've taken payouts. I get consistent payouts. Daily payouts are happening. I think there are issues with their customer service when you pass an account and you go try to activate your pro account. There could be delays there. But for the most part, with Take Profit Trader, they're paying and we're not seeing a lot of payout denials yet. I think right now, when you look at top firms, Tradeify is probably number 1 right now with their payouts. I mean, I've gotten payouts through through Tradeify that you've seen here on YouTube. 15 minutes. My payouts with my payouts with Tradeify have happened within 15-20 minutes. They're probably the only prop firm right now that has not denied a payout. And Brett, their CEO, has mentioned that a couple times, and both on social media and other YouTube channels. I think Tradeify is number one. I can't, like I said, I want to be responsible in terms of who you want to promote or endorse, to your point. Tradeify seems to be number one. If you're starting and you don't have accounts right now, Tradeify, start with them. You're going to get it. If you get your payout, you're going to get it. Then slowly start diversifying, because eventually you're going to cap out, right? Most of these prop firms have a cap out. You get moved to live, and then you got to expand with other prop firms. Take Profit Trader, I think, is number two. I agree with that other JC. Take Profit Trader is paying, man, and daily payouts, their rules are not as tough. My Funded Futures, I hear a lot of great things from My Funded Futures. For whatever reason, I have not really entertained My Funded Futures. It's kind of like my reserve as I take payouts from all these other props and potentially bounce around. I think My Funded Futures is one that I got to give it a shot, to be honest with you. But everything I've heard from My Funded Futures is great in terms of payouts. But, you know, do your own diligence. Take a look at their Discord. Take a look at social media. X is pretty active right now, calling out props and scams and all that good stuff. But I think if you go with Tradeify and Take Profit Trader, you're in good shape right now. Apex, that I trade and continue to trade with, it's just a little sketchy in terms of, number one, they got probably the toughest rules in the industry right now. Apex, 30% consistency rule, 30% drawdown per trade rule. And you got a lot of rules there. And then you have potential for reviews and all that good stuff. So I think Apex is the prop firm everybody loves to hate. If you can get 90% accounts, then only buy Apex at 90%. But I think outside of Tradeify and Take Profit Trader, every prop firm has its little quirks. For anybody who's new and looking to start with their first prop firm, I think Tradeify is number one right now. Those guys are killing it, especially with payouts within 15-20 minutes. I can't argue with anybody putting Tradeify as number one. And I agree, Take Profit Trader number two. And then it all depends on your trading style, what rules you're comfortable with. There's a lot out there, right? Zach, you like Tick Trader direct to funded? I was a big fan of Tick Trader. The problem with Tick is I started having members in my Discord get a payout. There was never an issue with not getting the payout. It's once you get 1, 2, 3 payouts with Tick Trader, you're kind of put on this list of you're going to go to live, but it's indefinite. In other words, I have members in my Discord waiting 3 months. They can't buy new accounts and they can't trade on Tick after getting 3 or 4 payouts. So I've gotten paid on Tick as well multiple times, but just be aware. All I could say is take a look at their Discord, get familiar with the activity in their Discord, maybe search payout denials on any prop firm. Go to the Discord, search payout denial, and make a decision. Fortunately, I think with Tick Trader, a lot of people got paid, and you either got paused, in other words, you can't buy new accounts. And I think they just need to be transparent and tell their traders, no, you're not going to be allowed to buy new accounts. They're just keeping it very hush. That's my problem with Tick Trader. That other JC, you're 100% right. Very recently, they've changed the rules. Tick Trader has changed the rules. So right now, I can't recommend Tick Trader. Yeah, either way, I'm waiting for something, either a push up to test this area up here for potential short, or I'm looking for this area for a potential bounce. But right now we're in the middle, so I'm not going to fill in the middle. Stay away from the middle. Looks like it slowed down significantly. Looks like that moves happened right after the open. And Jimmy Trades, if you can get a, Jimmy Trades is right. If you can get a payout with Apex, you can get a payout with anybody. Apex has the toughest rules. I continue to trade on Apex. I've continued to get payouts with Apex. But if you use that same trading style, in other words, 30% consistency rule and 30% drawdown max per trade, you'll get a payout in it with any prop, period. But good, I think everybody in the chat today agrees. Tradeify is #1 in terms of the prop firm to trade right now. I agree. All right, PR77, man. Who the hell? Who closed your account for inactivity? Was it Thrive? Well, it doesn't matter now. If it is Thrive, they closed it. They're closed, but that's unfortunate. I didn't know they had an inactivity rule. That's unfortunate. Does anybody know if, well, like I said, it doesn't really matter now, but did Thrive Trading have an inactivity rule? Crazy. Tony LaRose, welcome to the stream. And TPT closed one of mine for that as well. I didn't know about, I guess because I trade every day, but it's good to know. Making a note here with TPT, what is their inactivity rule? Because yes, you know, certain prop firms do have inactivity rules. They could be anywhere from 2 days to 5 days. Zach, so 10-day inactivity rule for Thrive. I wasn't aware. But yeah, I mean, I think that's a good thing for everybody. Whatever prop firm you do trade, make sure you're familiar with their inactivity rules, because as long as it's on their website, it's hard to fight afterwards. With Thrive, I don't think it would have made a difference. They've gone belly up and it's over. Tony, that's sorry to hear that. It sucks. All right, so we've slowed down significantly here. What am I waiting for? Potential test at the top of this channel, potential test at the bottom of this channel. I'm liking this area more. This 780 area was tested. It's been tested 3 times. June 15, 12, June 5th. Of course, this is with rollover, but we're still basing it on prior levels. And it was prior resistance going back to June 2nd. So that 780 level right down here, which gave a huge bounce, is a key level. I'd like to see if we continue to come down there. If we push up, then it is what it is. But that's what I'm looking for right now. Right now, we're in the middle of a range. We're in the middle. We're in between that 788, 800 level and the 880, 890 level. So trades are off for me for now. Zach, you make a good point. Hopefully you guys are buying most of your prop firm accounts with credit card. With Thrive specifically, this is the time to charge back. Actually, I shot this. Let's see if Thrive CEO has responded. Nope. No, no response yet. All right, so it looks like we're pushing up here. What is this? 824, a little 20-point bounce. Again, I'm not fiddling in the middle here. Also, you won't see me rotate accounts, whether I'm trading New York or Asia. I trade all of mine at once, so I don't rotate through 2 accounts or 1 account at a time and just cycle through them. Usually when I take a trade, I'm copy trading everything. Well, if you're new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. Help me out here with the YouTube algo. Yep, I use higher time frame levels to trade lower time frames. Let's take a look at the 15-minute just to see if I'm missing anything here. All right, we're bouncing here for sure. We attempted to flush below that 800 level that I mentioned and bounced right back up. Looks like we're basing right here for a potential move. NQ, or the market in general, has not cared about the Middle East at all. Regardless of what's happening in the Middle East, the market refuses to crash. Just ain't right. Nicely done. That's a strong bounce from 820. Well, strong bounce, I guess, during Asia. It's 30 points. Jimmy Trades closing your short. Nice. So like I said, right now we're still in the middle of a range. I'll probably get interested somewhere around here, depending on what we do up there. We got, where do we have VWAP? We have VWAP up at 875, which is kind of where the 200 SMA right now is creeping down. You got yesterday's low or previous day low right there at 883 as well, right? So I think this area is where I'd look at potentially shorting this. Although it would be a counter trend short at this point. I mean, we had 2 attempts to flush, both quickly bought back up. And watching this range, right? We have a little tapering range within this channel. Consolidation zone, little look above and fail, look below and fail. So let's see what happens. Again, it's in the middle. We're fiddling in the middle. I'm not trading this area yet. But for anybody new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. I don't do the Asia session that often, or the overnight session, but I will be live streaming a little more frequently during this time, only because there's less competition. But my favorite session is New York. That's where I do most of my trading, usually within the first hour of the New York Open. And I have started to live stream every day, 9:15 a.m. Eastern, for anybody who wants to hop on the New York session. All right, so we've attempted to break out of this little range that we've been for the last hour, 45 minutes. This is slow, slowed down significantly. So right now, if you look at the 5 minute, we came and tested that 20 SMA at the 5 minute, right? 5 minute has been providing the rejection for this play to the upside, and now we're finally starting to break above the 20 SMA, which, if you go back to even the after hours open, this is the first time we're testing it on a higher time frame other than the 1 minute. And then VWAP, where's VWAP? At 875, which is this little area of confluence that I'm interested in. So let's see. So on the 5 minute, at least for now, the 20 SMA is providing the initial resistance. It is slow. It's slowed down a lot. I mean, look at this candle, 1 minute, 80-point candle. I was like, if we're going to see that all night, I'm out. I'm not interested in trading that nonsense. Have you tried Futures Funded Network? Yes, I currently trade with Futures Funded Network. Rhythmic only. Payouts, last time I checked on their Discord, are happening. Let me take a look at their Discord. By the way, I think everybody should, without any prop firm, make sure you're on the Discord, search the word payout, search the word denial. You know, with prop firms, this changes pretty much on a daily, unfortunately. But I just searched on their Discord the word payout. They've been paying. They are, as far as I know, well, I only trade them with Rhythmic. As far as I know, they're only on Rhythmic. So if you want to trade or like Tradeify, they don't have that option. They're a newer prop firm. I shouldn't say they're a newer prop firm. They're a quieter prop firm. They've been around for a while. And I believe they have a 50% discount. Buy one, get one free. So you pay for one account and you get the second one for free. But again, make sure you check their Discord. Search the word payout, payout denials, and get familiar with any prop that you trade. But as far as I'm concerned, I have not had issues with Funded Futures Network. But again, I'm just one person. Double check their Discord, get familiar. Unfortunately, with any prop firm outside of the ones we talked about, so I don't know if you were part of the conversation earlier, I think right now the number one prop firm is Tradeify. Tradeify, I've gotten payouts, paid within 15-20 minutes. I don't think, the last time I heard their CEO, and I forgot on whose channel, he mentioned that they have not denied a payout yet. That's because they have some pretty tight guidelines, even under straight to funded, and they have rules to keep them sustainable. And they've done a great job. Take Profit Trader's probably number 2. And then number 3, you know, it's debatable. There's a lot of prop firms, but if you're just starting and looking to not get screwed, start with Tradeify. You can't go wrong, at least for now. Things can change in a week. Listen, it's the prop firm industry. They all succeed based on our failure, right? So just keep that in mind. All right, we continue to push, but it slowed down a lot. And we're still technically in the middle of a range. I'd like to see what happens at this area up here, 880, 900 level. I mean, if bulls are going to really run this tonight, then they'll just blow right through and continue. That's what they've been doing nonstop every day. No matter what's going on in the Middle East, the bulls just continue to push. But it has slowed down. Significantly. Yeah, my YouTube music is not the best because I have to go with songs that YouTube won't copyright strike me. Because I'm a small YouTuber, I got to go with the crappy songs, for lack of better words. But yeah, YouTube will copyright strike you if you use radio stations or anything like that. So it is what it is. I got to go with copyright friendly tracks, which obviously are not going to be popular. Is it loud, by the way? I don't have the music playing on here. It's kind of in the background. Is it louder than my voice? I can lower it a little bit. Let me know if the background music is a little too loud. I have no problem lowering it. I just don't like silence. It feels awkward to just have dead silence. All right, so not moving, or moving very slow, but technically moving. We had this little directional push to the upside, 20, 30 points there. And then it just got to the top of this little range and died. VWAP again is up at 870 around here. Like I said, this is the area I'm interested in. You got some resistance coming up here with the 200 SMA. You got VWAP at 870. So will it push? I wouldn't be surprised. Anybody who's been trying to short NQ, at least on a swing trade, has been hurt badly. Just refuses to go down with all the Middle East news. Slow, man. Wow. Very slow. We did push above on, if you look at the 5-minute, which I'm actually a little bit surprised, we are pushing above the 20 SMA, slowly building liquidity there, pushing above that 20 SMA. But as you can see, we do have that little resistance area around that 20 SMA. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. 15-minute, we still got ways to go for that 20 SMA, and this is the area of confluence that I'm talking about. You got the 15-minute, 20 providing initial resistance. You got VWAP around 880, 875. And you got that previous day low, in other words, yesterday's low. So I could see a push up here to test this area. Be a little patient. We're still in the middle. Don't want to fiddle in the middle. Or we could take a rejection right here. Is swing trading easier than intraday trading? I don't think it's easier, just a different strategy, right? And with futures, if you're swing trading, true swing trading, you got to have some capital to absorb drawdown. We're not talking about 30, 40 points drawdown. If you're going to swing NQ, you know, you're playing you're playing higher time frames, potentially absorbing higher points in terms of drawdown, or obviously a bigger play. Yenix, welcome to the stream. Good evening to everyone. If you're new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. I stream from Arizona, so my times are 3 hours behind. Another question about Funded Futures Network. Let me check their Discord again. A lot of questions today about FFN. Do you guys know something I don't? All right, let's take a look at, let me search the word payout in their Discord. We will search for the word denial. Nothing showed up about their payout. So to answer your question, I have not had issues with Funded Futures Network. They are rhythmic only, not Tradeify. That doesn't mean it's the top prop firm either. I think I've mentioned a couple times, if you are starting your prop firm journey, there are definitely better and more established prop firms like Tradeify, Take Profit Trader, and you know, depending on how you want to look at it, Topstep. But Funded Futures Network has been around. I don't want to say they're a new prop firm. They've just been very quiet. And they have, you're right, that little discount going on right now with buy one, get one free. That's how I started with them. And I haven't had issues. That's one experience, though. Make sure you take a look at their Discord, get familiar, search payout, payout denial, all that good stuff. But there are better, more established prop firms if this is your first prop firm you want to get into. If you're looking to diversify, then by all means, there's plenty of prop firms to diversify. I think there's just, if for anybody starting, there are more established prop firms to start with before you start diversifying. All right, so there's that indecision here, coinciding with the top of this channel. George, no, not George, Yannick's, with any prop firm, you know, don't risk more than you're willing to lose. Prop firms, one thing we've learned, they can change the rules. They can change the rules retroactively. They can rug pull. Well, you already got Take Profit, Topstep. Honestly, you should look at Tradeify. I would look at Tradeify before FFN. I would look at FFN as diversifying after you have like a Tradeify account, a take profit trader. But FFN, like I said, it's great to diversify with. Maybe one account, get your payout, and then decide. That's in general with any new prop firm. You know, don't go crazy buying new accounts. Buy one and figure out if it's for you. Get your payout first before you expand with multiple accounts. Oh, FTT. We all have FTT PTSD. But Yanix, I didn't see you mention Tradeify. Look at their social media, look at their Discord. Tradeify right now seems to be the top dog between props. I've gotten paid within 15, 20 minutes. Payout denials, I think it's unheard of to this day. But again, check their Discord, do some common keyword searches, payout denial, and make a decision. Apex probation. I have not gotten that email yet, but I also haven't requested a payout in June from Apex. My last payout with Apex was in May. Did I request a payout in June? I don't think so. I've had struggles with June. June has not been a good month for me. Up and down, up and down, up and down, trying to avoid tilt. Let me see Apex. But yeah, I suspect on my next payout, which I'm probably a couple days away from, I'll get that email with the 5 days of emailing your strategy. Nope, last payout from Apex was end of May. So we'll see. I think I got, well, I don't want to jinx it. I don't even want to talk about it. Let's just say I'm close to a nice payout with Apex. But I know that I'm potentially going to fall into probation and the email about documenting your strategy for 5 days. All right, guys, we continue to push up. This is the area that I'm looking for. Somewhere around here. But I got to be realistic that this could be, this level that we tested here at 790 provided a very strong bounce or a potential push. In other words, a bull rally during the overnight. But we've also been range bound for a couple days now. We really haven't had directional moves. So here comes that pop. I was just about to say that. I expect a pop. The problem with this pop is we're watching for a fake out, right? This could be the pop to that area, testing VWAP, and then a sharp rejection. So this will be the pop, and this area right here is that area of confluence. You got VWAP at 875. You got the 200 SMA now creeping down. We know NQ has been nothing but trappy for the last couple days. Yanix, Phidias. I haven't traded with Phidias. Good experience, bad experience. I hear people get paid at Phidias, but I have not purchased accounts with them. I haven't even looked at their website. But I keep hearing their name on X. Good experience? All right, good to know. Yeah, I got to check out their website. I want to take a look at Phidias. I want to take a look at Lucid, I think it is, that I keep hearing on X as well. And potentially diversify with them. All right, so we had that little pop and then pushed right back down. We didn't touch VWAP. In other words, I was looking at 875. I hope that this is not the push to the downside that I wanted to get in up here. We're going to test the 20 SMA again, and this could be another bounce to the upside. Or we come right back into this channel and just get into annoying pullback. Yeah, missed it. So I wanted this pullback here. Unfortunately, NQ does what it wants to do, not what you want it to do. Hey Tyler, VWAP is not on my chart, at least not on my Quantower chart. VWAP, I'm looking at it on that screen right there, and yes, VWAP is at 875. But you're right, you also have the 200 SMA. That's why it's an area of confluence where you have multiple indicators or moving averages converging into one area. But to your point on this chart that I'm showing here, yes, I use the 20 SMA and the 200 SMA. Well, when you come in with caps, brother, you're schooling me. Welcome to the stream, Tyler. So again, we have VWAP at 875, which coincides with the 200 SMA on the 1 minute. Man, this is slow. So I guess let's go into commercials. For anybody new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe. Help me out with the YouTube algo. I mainly do New York session. This is week 2, live streaming New York, but obviously you got all the top traders live streaming during New York, so I'll have less viewers. But I will be around 9:15 Eastern, trying to trade the NQ madness, trying to stay alive, trying to live to trade another day. And then Asia, I'll connect every now and then, although I probably should do it more frequently. I just hate the slow movements. And since I don't rotate accounts, I technically copy trade everything I got in one trade or 2 trades. I gotta be selective. I gotta wait. Vegas Claw, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the input. Funny you mention that, because I do have the 21 EMA. So let's do Vegas Claw, yes. I use the 20 and the 200 mainly, but on this screen, I don't have it. On my other screen, I do have the 9 and the 21 that I'm not a fan of the EMAs, but I do watch them. I'll be honest. I do watch the 9 and the 21, to your point. I've not been a fan of EMAs, but I had a trading buddy who gave me a whole class on the 9 and the 21 EMA, so I do have it on another chart. I'm still not sold on it. But listen, whatever the strategy, as long as it works for you, that's what all that matters. Well, I don't expect much of a difference, right? Because if you look at simple moving average versus exponential, right? It's how close one is to price, right? If I look at the 21 SMA, let's go with a color that I'm not using, right? How much of a difference are you going to really find it from the 21 EMA, right? Let me get all this out, right? This is your 21 and it's just EMA. That's why a lot of traders use the EMA for quick scalps, because it hugs price a little closer, whereas the SMA allows your stops, right? It gives it a little more breathing room for stops. If you're truly scalping, trading the EMAs, right, you want an EMA that serves as your stop, but doesn't stop you out frequently. That's why I use the SMA versus the EMA. EMA will hug price closer, where it doesn't serve you justice in terms of stops for scalping. I mean, everybody has their opinions, right? But when you look EMA and SMA, your differences are going to be very minimal, big picture. But yes, I use SMAs in general. Let me put back the 20 and the 200. Are we back to what I do? Yep, there we go. And look at the 21, right? Is there really a difference between the 20 SMA and the 21? Now, when you use moving averages, right, you usually want to use two. Some people use the 9 and the 20. I use the 20 and the 200 because the 200 hints at direction, right? The 200 SMA right here is providing the resistance, the moves to the downside. In other words, we need to push with force for a strong move to the upside. This, for me to long below the SMA, it's tough. That doesn't mean we're not going to come and test it. It's just signaling where the resistance level is at. Hello. Pájaro? No way, bro. You in the day trading world? But JC, now I know who JC, that other JC is. You and I got to talk, my friend. I was watching that. I don't want to comment too much on live, but I was watching what we were talking about the other day, and it's very interesting. So you and I got to chat. Bro, Caesar, I left my past life for this, bro. This is what I live off of now. Yeah, I do. I do futures. Futures only, NQ now for over a year. That's why I left that other world that you and I know. It's a waste of time world, Caesar. I was debating the other day. Um, I may start a separate YouTube channel in Spanish and take it to another level. We'll see. We'll focus on this one for now. All right, so we came up to the 20 SMA for sure, and we're unable, at least for now, to push above. I was looking for VWAP and 200 SMA to come back down. And we're still, I mean, if we look at the 5-minute, remember I mentioned the 20 SMA was providing that resistance. We attempted to push up, coming back to test, which again coincides with the top of that channel. So this is what we're waiting for. I'll get interested around here. Until then, I'm not fiddling in the middle. Yeah, Caesar, we definitely got to talk. I still have the same number from like a year ago. If you're not on futures, I'll get you on futures. Tyler, the plan is to short. Initial rejection. Scalp. But listen, that would be a counter trend trade. Technically, it looks like this was the bounce area, and we may have a push to the upside. But it's the setup that I have right now. I don't see anything else right now, at least for now. That other JC, yes, for entertainment purposes only. Ah, Caesar, look at you, brother. Happy to hear, man. That's good. Caleb, never been here before. Please give advice getting over the top pro account buffer. So each account, so if you have a Take Profit Trader Pro account, you have a profit buffer. You can request a payout anytime you go above the profit buffer, right? Or any dollar amount above profit buffer. Similar to Apex, which calls it a safety net. So for instance, I trade 150K accounts only. On Apex, I know that on a PA, I have to get above, what is it? 5,100, right? That's your safety net. Once you get above 5,100, you can start requesting payouts. With Take Profit Trader, I believe it's on a 150K, it's 4,500. I just did a video. If you look at my YouTube, I did a video on Take Profit Trader, and it goes over the profit buffer. But that's how the profit buffer is. You have to have profit above, any profit above your profit buffer or safety net, you can request a payout. Takes time, discipline, and patience, my friend. Caesar. All right, guys, do me a favor. Smash that like, smash that subscribe button. A little slow tonight. Patiently waiting for a play. Trader's bait. Yeah, you probably caught it at the right time. I'm just being a little selective. I wanted my short here, but Trader's bait is in it already. If you guys are new to the stream, I do Asia very rarely. I will do Asia more frequently now, but I mainly trade the New York Open 9:30 a.m. Eastern. I start the stream around 9:15, and I usually trade for 30 minutes, 1 hour max. I'll probably put in 1 or 2 trades and call it a day. I do copy trade all my accounts. So this morning I copy traded 28 accounts. Using Quantower, which is this platform you see in here, and I use Tradesyncer to copy trade, Tradeify accounts, and all that good stuff. I do not rotate accounts. Again, this is not financial advice. It's just my trading style. I usually do 1 or 2 trades across all accounts, and done. 30 minutes, 1 hour after the open. Win, lose, or draw. But you will see my wins, my losses live during the New York session. No, Caesar, I mainly do New York. That's I trade the New York Open. Asia, I'll hop on every now and then, but I do want to start live streaming Asia a little more frequently. For anybody new to the stream, I'm live streaming from Arizona, so my times are 3 hours behind New York Eastern. That's why you're probably like, what? What time is he on? I'm 3 hours behind New York Eastern. Sounds good. Yeah, trader's bait. I think you're right. I think the short entry was here, and we're going to come back to test the bottom of this channel. I was looking at the VWAP bounce, and I was hoping to get the short up here, and it is what it is. You miss plays, you win plays, you lose plays. Jared, the coffee guy. Well, I didn't do much, but I'm glad you're into green, brother. All right, let's see if we can get a move here. I'd like to hop on a trade, but it's moving slow and it's not going to the levels I want. Yes, this is the 1 minute. I mainly trade in a 1 minute. Let me delete these SMAs here. Tyler, it's because, like I said, I don't rotate accounts. When I put a trade in, I'm risking 20 plus accounts. For me, it works. It doesn't mean it's the best strategy. I've seen a lot of traders rotate and be very successful. You put in a couple trades with 1 or 2 accounts here, then you enter in a short here with another 2, then you short this with 1 account. Whatever works for you. For me, 1 and done. Win, lose, or draw. All right, here we go. Here's that little push. I want to pop up to this area. And Tyler, one thing with patience doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a green trade, right? I've waited 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours for a trade, put it in, and still lost. All right, here we go. Here's that push up. Looking to test VWAP at around 875. Then you got the 20-minute SMA. I'm sorry, the 15-minute SMA, 20 SMA at 880. So again, we'll see how strong. I mean, if we get just a freaking out of this world bounce, then there's no reason to short the counter trend, but we'll see. Push. I want it right here. Keep pushing. So this is the test, right? We came, rejected, come back up, and test this area for potential short. Similar to when you long a test, right? If you were looking to long this, right, the better entry is the test, right? Not the initial bounce, the test. This would have been the entry for that bounce. So now let's see what happens here. Now we're getting closer to where I want to be. I don't see how we're not going to pop the test VWAP at 875 around here. It's too close to it. It's like a magnet right now for price. So we'll see that pop right to this area. Yeah, you're seeing a long opportunity because the market is trending to the upside. You're not wrong. You're not wrong for thinking it's a long. But, I mean, entering here on a long, you can technically be chasing. There's that pop. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. There's the pop. Keep pushing. I missed the entry. All right. I wanted to get it a little higher, but it is what it is. Let's give this... How much have I stopped do I want? I probably entered a little prematurely. 875 is VWAP. So I technically got to give myself now... it was a little premature. I think 875 would have been the better entry. So let's not go too crazy giving it up. 865. So what I'm playing here is the rejection, the initial rejection of 200 SMA and VWAP. My entry was a little on the late side, but we'll see, or early side. And if we continue to push up, I'll get stopped out. But I'm not going to give it too much yet. That's what, 15 points? I'm okay with 15 points for now. And then I'll have to reconsider around 890 or 900 if I'm going to short it again. This is where I wanted to enter, closer to the 200, but as I hit market order, it flushed on me. Many So I was hoping for a stronger rejection here with VWAP and a 200. Technically counter trend trading. This was a strong push up with minimal rejection here. The rejection should have been a little stronger with VWAP and a 200 SMA there. It's not flushing, so bulls might continue to push this up here. Yeah, we're hitting VWAP right now, and no sign of rejection at VWAP. So not liking it. Should have been a stronger rejection. Minimal rejection at this level, which should have been stronger. And of course, now it slows down. It's pushing. Yeah, I'm not liking this short. VWAP should have had a stronger. It's pushing through this area like it's nothing. So bulls are in control. But I won't change it. I mean, if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. continues to push. And I'll probably get stopped out on that pretty soon. Bulls are in control. Vegas Claw, yeah, I think you're right. I think we broke out of this, and then it served as support for the bounce, and the bounce is playing out. So your play or your call on that is accurate. Yeah, there's been no pullback or no rejection at VWAP or the 200 SMA. It actually pushed right through. So that is no good for shorts. Bulls seem to be in control and will continue to drive this further up. I'll have to look for another setup. Now VWAP is setting up for support. And if we continue to stay above VWAP, this is a move to the upside. Looks like the pop is coming right now. It'll pop right here. Stop me out. You have, where's the 20 SMA on the 15 minute? It's 886, which means I would have to move my stop about 6 to 10 points, which I really don't want to do. I'd rather take the loss, accept the loss. No, there's nothing wrong. It's a losing trade. It's part of the game. But I do see the 20 SMA on the 15 minute at 886, so I was a little premature on my entry. We'll see. We're testing VWAP again, but VWAP is holding. In other words, VWAP is now becoming support. And the longer, I mean, I'll let it stop me out, but the longer you stay here with no flush below VWAP, then this area becomes support, right, for another move to the upside. But we'll let it play out. If it stops me out, it stops me out. Which VWAP right now is not, it's staying above VWAP. I don't see rejection here at all, at least not yet. Attempting to go back below VWAP, not impressive. So this whole area of confluence, you got VWAP, 200 SMA, and 20 SMA. Now becoming support. In other words, it's going to have a hard time pushing below this because now you got 3 levels, VWAP, 220. My thesis changed in less than 6 minutes. We were able to push above that and hold, which invalidates this whole idea of this area being resistance, quickly flipped to support. Happens. That's trading for you. Yeah, don't you love that when your entries become either the support of the move you're trying to do or the resistance? It's hilarious. It happens. It's part of trading. As long as you have set risk and you're not going crazy trying to prove yourself right. Even though I have the 20 SMA on the 15-minute at 886, I'm refusing to move my stop up to 886 or 887. I'm going to keep it tight and accept a bad entry. It is what it is. You got to accept the losses. Fantastic world. I would be fading me right now after what I'm seeing here. The VWAP is holding. In other words, the play to the upside is holding. I would definitely be fading me. I'm just letting the stop happen. So no feelings hurt. And here comes the pop for the stop out. Quick little pop, stop me out. And look at the 20 SMA. Ooh. All of a sudden, notice where I entered, the 20 SMA was nice and calm down here. Look what happened in less than 6 minutes. Boom. Look at my entry, fooling me. And then right after, 6 minutes later, that's providing support. This is a push to the upside. Strong bullish sentiment right now. Well, like I said, that was the plan. I did enter about 5 or 7 points a little too early, which would, if I had entered somewhere around here, it'd give me the chance to give myself a stop around 887 or 890. Right now, I'll consider it a bad entry and just let it stop me out. But look at this, in 7 minutes, look at this 20 SMA. This is bullish. Bullish. And when I entered, it was nice and calm. And all of a sudden, boom. And we stayed above VWAP. We did not get a rejection at VWAP. We pushed above it, and now we're using it as a base. No, I don't use volume profile. I should. I've heard good things. I mean, there's so many strategies. There's opening range breakout. There's volume profile. There's point of control. And there's the pop for the stop out. Yeah, but this right here is insanity, how quickly the tide changed. That is, the 20 SMA is providing that support. This is a strong push to the upside. And I forgot who wrote it. Basically, this whole area now became support instead of resistance. Flipped just like that. We probably got one more candle and get stopped out. And then if the bulls are going to push up, the question is, where's the entry to ride this move to the upside tonight? Yeah, I think I should have entered a little higher to have to be able to have a stop around the 890 area. I'm not going to move the stop and potentially give up another 10 points, but the entry should have been somewhere around here to allow a stop around 890, 900 area. This is just a flush to test the 20. We'll see. I mean, it's going to need to flush with force. I doubt it. I think the 20 SMA is going to provide the support now for this play to the upside. We just got below VWAP, but we've held VWAP for 3 5-minute candles. We've held above. Who knows? Maybe it will flush, but the 5-minute, if you look at the last 1, 2, 3 5-minute candles, we've held above VWAP. I don't see how this candle is going to magically push us below. I think this is just a test of the 20 SMA and VWAP, and it'll continue to provide support for the move to the upside. Things flipped in about 7-8 minutes with the 20 SMA sharply moving to the upside. And again, I think my entry was a little on the early side. If I really wanted to short this, my stop, I should be able to give myself a 90 to 900 stop. Right now, I'm at a disadvantage. I entered a little too early, about 4 or 5 minutes too early, where sure, I can move the stop, but now I'm risking 10, 20 points extra. No need. Just take the loss. Bad entry. It happens. So, again, we're right at VWAP. I expect this to be just the bounce area, the launch pad for support, and then continue to the upside. Small little pullback to test that area. And now, look at the flip. The 200 SMA is now becoming the support area, right? It was providing initial resistance. Now it's come down. The 20 SMA is above the 200. Look at this, right where I entered. In the 10 minutes right after I entered, this shift happened. There it is. And the 20 SMA now providing support to the move up. The 200 SMA below. Shit happens. I don't know how many minutes my stream is delayed, to be honest with you. Shouldn't be that bad. You may have to refresh the channel. But in this time frame that I entered, look what happened. The 200 SMA came crashing down. You had the 20 SMA flip above. And the area of confluence that was expecting resistance just became support. Just like that in about 5-10 minutes. Is it going to crash because of the war? No, man. The market has not crashed at all. Got Middle East going crazy and the market just keeps pushing up. This is crazy what just happened here. And it all happened in this little time frame that I got into the trade. I haven't checked the VIX. What is VIX up? Oh, it stopped me out and then it flushes? No way. All right, I got stopped out there. About 15 points. Watch it to the tick. Flush, stop me out and flush me out. But I think with this little inversion that you saw here, the 20 and the 200 flipping, plus VWAP now providing support, you got a strong move to the upside. How funny would it be if it literally stopped me out to the tick and then you see the play to the downside? I will laugh at that. Yeah, but I don't think it's going to happen today. I think the 20 SMA is providing support. We're now, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-minute candles above VWAP. And I think this is just a consolidation building, and this area will be support to the upside. However, you can't make this up. It literally stopped me out, and now it's flushing. But like I said, I don't think so. I think the 20 SMA is providing support here, and we'll just continue to push up. Am I going to chase it? Hell no. But anyways, for anybody new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button, help me out with the algo. I'll do New York session tomorrow, 9:15 Eastern, and I'll connect every now and then during the Asia or the overnight session as well. How funny will it be if this thing flushes? Well, good. Now I don't feel that bad. This thing flushes down, I'll be pissed. I'd rather get stopped out and know that I was wrong versus getting stopped to the tick and then the play happens. But I've seen worse. Growth investors, I'd love for you to tell me how this is not live. Especially if you haven't listened that I live stream from Arizona. Get the to the tick, guys, to the tick. Look at that. I mean, at this point, I just wanted to like pump to the moon so that I know that I was wrong. But it's part of trading. I would rather see this thing just go to the moon right now than actually flush down. Growth investors. Today is 618. Where does it say 617, brother? Growth investors, I'd love for you to help me out. Where does it say 617? Look at my arrow. 618. I'm a little lost, but I know we got social media justice warriors and everybody wants to be right, but really? Fake a live stream? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, fair. Done. Happy? 618 now. But growth investors, yeah, we're live streaming from the past. How about that? Happy? We're somehow manipulating the market, trading yesterday's market today with today's movement. You know, how did I not think about that? We're trading yesterday's price action today. All right, so let's see. So my setup is done. Now I got to wait for a harsher, or either a pullback or a push up for another setup. But yes, growth investors, we are live. I just took a live loss. Juneteenth? No, I'll trade tomorrow. I think the market's open tomorrow, right? Closes at noon or something like that. I haven't even checked. But I do think futures is, I think we close early, like around noon Eastern. You gotta be kidding me. You gots to be kidding me. I mean, stopped out to the T. Like, to the T. Well, like I said, I think my entry was a little, well, obviously we know now. I did catch it about 2 minutes into it. If I was going to short this, I should have waited around here so I could have a stop around the 90 area. But I'm not going to fix it. It was a bad early entry, and either way, it may not even play out. Even if I had entered the short up here, I was looking for a stronger pullback. It may not even happen. So this could just be a little pullback to build the bounce, build some basing. But if it does pull back, that one's going to hurt. Yeah, shoulda, coulda, Ed. You could move a stop. But I think I've learned the hard way. It's better to accept a bad entry, accept the loss, versus pushing your loss further. So far, it hasn't come to break even. Doesn't mean it's not going to continue to flush and the play happens. I would rather take this loss with the stop that I had than mess with it. Sure, sometimes you get rewarded and you win. Most of the time, you move your stop, you lose. It's one thing I've learned, and it was a plan. I did say that I was going to short around this area. In hindsight, probably 2 minutes into it, I realized I was a little too early. That doesn't mean I come in now and move my stop. Accept the bad entry, move on to the next setup. But I think the comical part about this is it just literally took my stop and took a pullback, a minor pullback, but still I think it's funny. Now, if this thing flushes all the way down, man, am I going to be upset. And when you get upset like that, that's when the tilt starts to happen, and then you want to revenge trade it. Walk away. If this thing flushes all the way down like my original play was intended, that's when you walk away, because then your tilt potential increases huge. I'd rather see this thing push up than push down, to be honest. What was my leverage? One contract. I wasn't going crazy. Are you kidding me? That was one con, nothing. I trade from Arizona. So first of all, thanks for everyone who's tuned in. That's part of the stream or part of the channel now. For anybody new, thanks for tuning in. If you're new, I live stream from Arizona, so my times are 3 hours behind New York Eastern. That's why you see these times down here 3 hours behind. But I do the New York session as well, 9:15 a.m. Eastern, which is 6:15 a.m. Arizona. Most of the time you'll see me live streaming, drinking coffee, and waking up. And yeah, I'll be on tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. Look at this. Do not flush. Australia. Down under. Welcome to the stream, brother. How funny is this? You need, literally NQ right now, you need to like push up. You need to like bounce to the moon. I'll be happy seeing NQ bounce to the moon. I'll be pissed if this thing flushes down. Literally to the tick. I mean, it's not like I got stopped out by a mile. I got stopped out to the tick. And 7 minutes into the trade, little 20 SMA, 200 SMA flip. Woo! What else could have gone wrong with that trade? NQ, bounce. Just bounce. It's all good, guys. There was not much leverage. Like I said, it was one contract. But, like I said, if this thing continues to flush and the actual trade that I was looking for happens, you walk out. That's when you get into tilt. That's when you get into revenge trading. You chase the trade. Hell no. Walk out. Tomorrow will be another day. PJ, don't tell me it's going to flush. That was my original trade. But if it does flush, the learning lesson here is I did catch myself about 2 candles after I entered. I was like, ooh, a little too early, which would have allowed me to have a 90 to 900 stop, right? 890 to 900 stop. But don't get me wrong, we still haven't hit break even. This could just be simply a small little pullback for support, and then the play to the upside happens. With the 200 SMA now becoming support, which it was resistance this whole time, and all of a sudden it creeps into me right when I trade and becomes support, this play is still technically looking like a play to the upside. I'm just being funny here about the flush. Yeah, I have a daily loss limit on my 150Ks. I will not take more than a $1,200 loss per account. I copy trade them all. I won't take more than $1,200 on 150Ks. To blow the account, I can take $5,000 in losses. I won't even do 2,500. 1,200 to 1,500 is my max personal daily loss limit. That's about 2 or 3 trades, depending on how crazy I'm doing it. And I walk out. And you guys have seen my live streams. I've had losing days. Call it a day. Tomorrow will be another day. It happens, brother. Part of trading. This area was resistance 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Finally became support, and you're right. That entry is now support. I really want to know what happens here. Like I said, I'd rather see it push up and know that I was wrong than a flush. Flush would be painful. Oh, I've had plenty of entries that become support or resistance on a play. Part of the game. Now the question is, how far is NQ going to push up on this move? It's exaggerated. Well, it's never exaggerated. You can never say it's not going to go further up. The question is, how much is it going to push up? Nazal, what is the best prop firm would you recommend and why? It all depends on your trading style, what rules you like. Tradeify, if you haven't looked into it, take a look at their website, take a look at their Discord, take a look at their rules. Tradeify seems to be the top one right now. Fast payouts, decent rules, good culture in terms of management. But do your own due diligence. Take a look at their Discord, take a look at social media, and make that decision. BLC, I trade from Arizona. My times are 3 hours behind New York Eastern. Indecision up there, huh? All right, it slows down, stops me out, and then slows down. Nasty NASDAQ, nasty NASDAQ. What are you going to do? There you go. Pump. Pump to the moon. But do not flush. Yeah, I agree with you, Fantastic World. I think it's after... I think at this point it's definitely chasing 900. NQ loves nice round numbers. And then from there, you got a lot of movement to the upside potential. I'm with you with NQ moving to the upside right now. What I don't want to see is a flush to the downside. Growth investors. It was a bad entry. It was an entry about 3 or 4 minutes too early. But I held the stop. The entry should have been somewhere around 875, which was where VWAP was. Which would have allowed a stop around 890 to 900. But I accepted the fact that it was a bad entry and did not move the stop. Don't you dare flush, NQ. Don't you dare flush on me. Oh, man. You need to bounce to like 920 or 930 right now. Indecision here, huh? Look at those 5-minute candles. Yeah, nasty. We are below VWAP. So we were about 5-minute candles above VWAP. And now we're about 4 5-minute candles below VWAP. We'll see who's going to win. It better be the bulls. They better push this to the moon. The last thing I want to see is a flush. And the last three, look at the last three 15-minute candles. Holy cow. Oh, dojis in a row. There you go, flush. Flush to the moon. In other words, if you're going to be wrong, you want to be wrong. You don't want to be right and get stopped out to the tick. Chop. Chop Diddy. I didn't realize the overnight session could have this much chop. Whatever it does, just keep pushing up, NQ. You know, just go to the moon at this point. But you cannot flush to the downside. You just can't. You just can't. All right, that last 5 minute candle. That's engulfing. That's bullish right there. Look at that last 5 minute candle. Or the current 5 minute candle. I missed the long. The long was down here. I'm not going to fall my way in on a long here. Not to say it's not valid. What I was looking for with this short was a stronger pullback. In other words, to come back into this range. That play quickly, probably within 5 or 10 minutes, got invalidated. So now we're pushing to the upside. Technically, the long, if you really want to play this, is probably my entry. That is your support area, and you long it. But I'm not interested. At least not right now. Raiders bait entered at the 21. Nice. There's the push up. Bulls, man. Bulls are in control. Forget about the Middle East. Nobody cares about that. The Bulls are just riding this up to the moon. Look at that. I mean, if you're in the long, might FAB, there's no need to get out. Look at this. Wow. And that's why you don't move stops. I mean, you're making a very strong move, might FAB. Look at the 5 minute. The 20 SMA on the 5 minute is clearly providing the launch pad now. My original play was hoping or looking for the flush below. That got invalidated pretty quickly, and it became support versus resistance, and we got a strong move to the upside. All right, we're hitting the we've hit the 2 hour mark. Probably gonna call it a night soon, and like I said, I'll connect again tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. Win, lose, or draw. Do me a favor, if you're new to the stream, Help me out with the YouTube algo. Smash that like, smash that subscribe button. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow in the morning, 9:15 a.m. Eastern for the New York Open. And let's see what else. Thanks for everyone tuning in. I saw a lot of new names, a lot of new faces. So thanks again for tuning in. And tomorrow will be another day. That other JC, thanks for tuning in, brother. We got to find some time to chat this week or the rest of the week. PJ, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for everybody. Appreciate you all. What's going to happen here? Is that the pop for the final push to the downside? Let's see. Let's wait. Not that I'm going to trade this. I'm accepting the loss and walking out. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Vegas Claw, it looks like you had the call of the night. You called the breakout of this channel, which happens all the time. You see the breakout of the channel, then the top of that channel became the support or the launching pad, and you called it. That was a nice call. Very nice. I'm actually going to add that to the journal. Watching for top of channels on a breakout becoming support. Now what's going to happen up here? It is moving slowly, but definitely to the upside. Elver, New York is open till 12 or 1 p.m. Eastern. Remember, futures run a little differently than stocks and options. So, although it's a holiday, you still technically have New York open. It's just that futures run till 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. Eastern night. I'm sure you guys, the rest of the crew in the chat knows, but futures will be open tomorrow. They just close early. There you go, 1 p.m. Eastern. So futures will run through the night, all of tonight, and close at 1 p.m. Eastern. There you go. You got the map of tomorrow. So futures run through the night till 1 p.m. Eastern. Then that's your close, and then futures will open up again tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. All right, guys, gonna call it a night. Gonna take that loss with pride and come back tomorrow and hopefully make it up. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks again for everyone for the support. If you're new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash the subscribe button, and I will see y'all, God willing, tomorrow morning. Have a good night. Mike Schwartz, good to see you, brother. I know you got a strong YouTube channel, so thanks for tuning in. All right, guys, have a good night.